Welcome back, everyone, to the Bryk Breakdown. I am Matt Bryk, your host. Today is August 16th, Wednesday, 2023. Last week, didn't have a podcast. I decided not to have it because my birthday was coming up. So I had my birthday last weekend, turned 23. Had a great time celebrating, but I also got to watch a lot of preseason week one football over this past weekend. And that's what we were going to talk about today. And we're going to talk about some fun stuff. But first, let's get right into the news. First and foremost, the most important part of the news today is that there are only 22 days until the NFL kickoff, which is very exciting. Only a couple more weeks left. We just got preseason, and then we are good to go. So that's very exciting. Fantasy season's coming up too, which is even more exciting. Can't wait for football to come. We also have Ezekiel Elliott signed with the New England Patriots on a one-year deal, which is worth up to $6 million. Dalvin Cook signed a deal with the New York Jets, one-year deal with up to $8.6 million. Those deals have been highly anticipated over this past offseason. So we finally know where Dalvin Cook and Ezekiel Elliott are going. Two guys out there still left are Kareem Hunt and Leonard Fournette. I heard rumors that Kareem Hunt might go to the Vikings, but he went to the Saints, then he went to the Colts, and still no deal on Hunt, so keep you updated on that. Treylon Burks, wide receiver for the Tennessee Titans, was carted off the field today. It's been mixed reporting with leg or knee injury, so I'm not quite sure exactly what it is. Hopefully he's okay, and I hope for the best for him. I've drafted him in a couple of best ball leagues, so I hope that he's doing okay. Russell Gage suffered a non-contact injury, so it sounded serious. So he might miss some times. He might miss the year. I'm not quite sure. Justin Ross is back on the field. He got carted off the field yesterday, so he is okay, back on the field. Javonte Williams will play in preseason game week 2 against the 49ers, so that'll be exciting to see him, especially coming off of that ACL injury. Anthony Richardson has been named the QB1, which, hey, congratulations, Anthony Richardson. Well earned, I guess. I guess we'll see how it goes. I kind of feel bad for Gardner Minshew because I don't really think they're giving him a shot. So I hope the best for the Colts, but I don't know if naming Anthony Richardson QB1 this early was the right move. Breece Hall is officially off the PUP list. He's now on the field, so fantasy owners can relax and draft Breece Hall if they want to. Zach Martin re-signed with the Cowboys on a 2-year deal worth over $36 million. He was holding out for a while. So, yeah, this was anticipated to happen, and it happened. Unfortunate news here. Alex Collins passed away at 28 years old. Rest in peace, Alex Collins. He was an excellent running back. Pray for him and his family. Yeah, just horrible. Rest in peace. All right, so today we're going to talk a little bit about the first preseason week, which was last week. Stetson Bennett had an unbelievable. I mean, he started off a little rocky, but he then started cooking. And I have a little meme here because I thought he did so well. If I can find it, hold on. No, that's not it. Yeah, that's it. There we go. I'll hide that. It says rookies first drive. CJ Stroud had an interception. Richardson had an interception. Will Levis was dropped back into an interception, and a sack. And Bryce Young had to punt. But Stetson Bennett, he threw a touchdown. He's that guy. But yeah, other than that, preseason. Let's see. Elijah Dotson. He had 6 carries, 92 yards, and 2 touchdowns, which he looked pretty good, in my opinion. The Ravens won, of course. 24 win streak, preseason, who cares? It's a dumb stat. Tank Bigsby had 9 carries for 52 yards and had a nice run for 34 yards. Really high on Tank Bigsby this year. Draft Tank Bigsby. Derek Carr looked great. He was 6 for 8 for 70 yards and a touchdown. Alvin Kamara had 3 carries for 14 yards and 2 catches for 21 yards. So he looked good as well. Obviously, he's suspended for 3 weeks, but he still looks good. So he might be a value in your fantasy football drafts. Trey Lance threw a really weird touchdown. It shouldn't have been a touchdown. It should have been picked off. And it somehow got into, I believe it was Russ Dwelly's hands. Look it up. It looks really weird. Nathan Rourke, quarterback, second or third string for the Jags, dodged every lineman on the Cowboys and somehow threw a touchdown. Looked amazing. Check out that play. That one's pretty cool. Jalen Carter on my Philadelphia Eagles, first snap, he got to the quarterback. He had some pressure, so that's great to see. He's definitely going to be a menace in the league this year. Very excited to see Jalen Carter in Philly. Deuce Vaughn, he looked decent. Obviously, everyone's been making fun of his size, including me. But he had 8 carries for 56 yards and a touchdown. His longest was a 26-yard run. We'll see how it goes in the regular season. That's all I'm going to say. The Bears' offense looked electric. DJ Moore had a 62-yard touchdown, which looked really well executed, and he just flew, and it was a screen. He kind of just made some guys miss and was gone. So really cool to see DJ Moore in a Chicago Bears jersey and for his first snap to score a touchdown. Pretty neat. And other than that, Khalil Herbert also had a 56-yard touchdown, which looked really good too. So Justin Fields looked pretty good. Not going to deny that. So very exciting to be a Bears fan right now. Bryce Young, I think he got hit 3 times and sacked once. That offensive line looked not great, so I'm a little scared about that. Something to monitor in the rest of preseason, because if that keeps going, I am totally out on any Panthers players, because if that offensive line is not good, I just don't see how they're going to be able to operate on offense. All right, so last night, ESPN held a fantasy football mock draft during the fantasy marathon they hold every year. It was a 10-team mock draft, 12 rounds. So what I would like to do is check out everyone's team and grade everyone's team from last night. So I'm going to pull up their teams here. And is this right? Yep. Okay. So this is Anita Mark's team, right? I believe is that her name? Yes, Anita Marks. Okay. So Anita Marks, she drafted Trevor Lawrence, Joe Mixon, Travis Etienne, Rashad White, DeAndre Swift, Kenny Gainwell, Jalen Warren, Rashawn Johnson, Justin Jefferson, Mike Williams, Treylon Burks, Michael Thomas, Kadarius Toney, Darren Waller, Kerry Santos, and the Steelers defense. Okay. Oh, I guess they did defenses after. I don't know. That's interesting. They didn't show them picking defenses or kickers last night, so that's kind of funny. Let's see. Trevor Lawrence, I like. Joe Mixon, kind of iffy. He'll probably be all right. Travis Etienne, I'm a little bit out on because of Tank Bigsby. Rashad White, I like. DeAndre Swift, I like. Kenny Gainwell, I kind of like, but I don't like having Swift or Gainwell. I'd rather just have one for Eagles running backs. Take your pick there. Jalen Warren, I like. Rashawn Johnson, I don't really care for. Justin Jefferson, obviously, he's him. So I like that. Mike Williams, he's decent. He does get hurt. Does tend to get hurt. Treylon Burks, unfortunately, got hurt today. He was carted off the field. Hopefully, he's okay. Michael Thomas, don't believe in him. Kadarius Toney, he always gets hurt. And I just don't care for him. Darren Waller, I like. So let's see. I'm going to give this team a B- because I don't like Kadarius Toney and I don't like Michael Thomas on this team. Don't really care for Rashawn Johnson. But the wide receivers, other than that, are decent, and I like the running backs. So there you go. B-. Liz Loza drafted Lamar Jackson, Austin Eckler, Miles Sanders, Khalil Herbert, Zach Charbonnet, Zamir White, Monroe St. Brown, T. Higgins, DeAndre Hopkins, Jahan Dotson, Odell Beckham Jr., Romeo Doubs, Michael Gallup, and T.J. Hawkinson. I like this team a lot. Great running backs, great running back depth. It's just great running back depth. The wide receiver depth's pretty solid too. She also got Odell really late in the 11th round. I also like Michael Gallup, so I'm giving this team an A. I like that. I think it's a solid A. All right, Adam Schefter, here we go. Jalen Hurts, Geno Smith, Christian McCaffrey, Breece Hall, Kenneth Gainwell, Dalvin Cook, Tyler Algier, A.J. Brown, Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, Gabe Davis, Rondell Moore, Dallas Goedert, Evan Ingram. Yes, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, and Dallas Goedert. That's crazy. I don't think he needed to do that. That's too many Eagles on your team, too many Jags on your team, too many Jets on your team. I will say, I do like the Hall and the Cook picks. That's fine, but to draft Calvin Ridley and Christian Kirk was probably not worth it, in my opinion. I'm going to give this team Geno Smith's pretty good, too. I don't remember him taking him. And Evan Ingram. He took Evan Ingram. I'm giving him a C. That's just too many from too many teams. Sorry, Shefty. Eric Moody. I actually like this team. Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Jones, James Cook, J.K. Dobbins, Antonio Gibson. Don't really care for. Jerick McKinnon. Don't really care for. Jamar Chase, Devontae Adams, Amari Cooper, Marquise Brown, Nico Collins, Cortland Sutton, Jaden Reed, Kyle Pitts. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, obviously the best in the league. He may not be the best fantasy quarterback, but he's still one of the best in the league. Obviously, the best in the league. Aaron Jones, James Cook, I like a lot. J.K. Dobbins, I like. Don't really like Gibson. Don't care for McKinnon. I'm gonna give him a B because don't really care for Gibson and McKinnon, and I don't like the Nico Collins pick when he could have had John Mechie. I like John Mechie more. All right, Kevin Nagandi. He drafted Joe Burrow, Jonathan Taylor, Damian Pierce, Alexander Madison, Isaiah Pacheco, Raheem Mostert, Devonta Smith, George Pickens, Brandon Cooks, Juju Smith-Schuster, Justin Ross, MVS, Travis Kelce, and Dalton Kincaid. I don't really like his wide receivers. Ross, I'm giving him like a C minus. Sounds about right. Jonathan Taylor's a wild card right now with his situation. Isaiah Pacheco, I don't really care for. Raheem Mostert, don't really care for. Cooks, Schuster, Ross, MVS, not great. Yeah, there you go. Daniel Dopp, I like this team a lot. Josh Allen, Ramondre Stevenson, James Conner, David Montgomery, Rashad Penny, Jeff Wilson, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Tyler Lockett, Elijah Moore, Jameson Williams, Alan Lazard, Pat Fryerman. I'm giving him, I got to give him an A. That was a really good team. The only guy I really don't like is Jeff Wilson, but that's just good depth for an RB5. That's fine. That's not a problem. Great draft, Daniel. Stephania Bell, a.k.a. Starfania Bell. She drafted Dak Prescott, Nick Chubb, Jameer Gibbs, Alvin Kamara, Samaje Perine. Phenomenal running backs. Don't care for Dak Prescott. Yes, I'm an Eagles fan. Yes, I'm biased. But I just don't think he's going to have a good year this year, especially a fantasy year this year. That's what I'm honing on. And she has Tank Bigsby and Elijah Mitchell. She took too many 49ers because she is a homer. Cooper Kupp, Deebo Samuel, Terry McLaurin, Jackson Finjigbo, Quentin Johnson, Tyler Boyd, and George Kittle. I'm going to give her a B+ because I think she has too many Niners on her team. That's Elijah Mitchell, Deebo Samuel, and George Kittle. Yeah. There you go. Okay. Mike Clay, fellow Philadelphia Eagles fan, Taylor Swift fan. Gotta love Mike Clay. He drafted Justin Fields, Tony Pollard, Najee Harris, Javonte Williams, A.J. Dillon, Garrett Wilson. He did that in the first round, which I think is kind of crazy. He could have waited there. Yes, he wasn't going to get him back in the second round, but I understand I understand his thinking. Jalen Waddle, Christian Watson, Chris Godwin, Sky Moore, Jacoby Myers, DJ Chark, David Njoku, Cole Kmet. Let's see. I like the running backs. I kind of like the wide receivers. I'm going to give him a B- because I just don't like the Sky Moore, Jacoby Myers, DJ Chark picks. Tight ends aren't that great, and I know he complained about that last night during the show, so yeah. Field Yates drafted Aaron Rodgers, Bijan Robinson, Derrick Henry, Brian Robinson, Devin Singletary, Donta Foreman, Chris Olave, Jerry Jeudy, Deontay Johnson, Drake London, Mike Evans, Jordan Addison, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews. That Mark Andrews pick in the fourth round's a decent value for Mark Andrews, in my opinion. I like the Aaron Rodgers, Bijan Robinson, Derrick Henry. Brian Robinson, Devin Singletary, Donta Foreman, Jerry Jeudy, to me. Deontay Johnson, Drake London, Mike Evans, okay. Jordan Addison, I like. I'm going to give him a C+. I'm not a big, I don't like some of his running backs, and I don't like some of his wide receivers. I love Jordan Addison, but that's about it. All right, so last but not least, Dan Graziano's team, Justin Herbert, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs. Great start. Cam Akers, Jamal Williams, Devin Chain, Ezekiel Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, DK Metcalf, DJ Moore, Brandon Ayuk, Michael Pittman, Adam Thielen, Dalton Schultz. I'm going to give him a B+ because I think his running backs are pretty solid, but I'm not really huge on Pittman and Adam Thielen. All right, I'm going to end the show for today with the quote of the day. The quote of the day is, the question isn't who is going to let me, it's who is going to stop me, by Ayn Rand. Thank you for listening to the show today. Please like, subscribe, follow, review the podcast. Follow my Twitter account. I'm calling it Twitter. At BrykMatt, BRYKMATT. Follow the podcast at Bryk Breakdown on all social platforms. That's at BRYK Breakdown. We have TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Check us out on everything. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.